think he's confident in this offense. He's just not settled in it.
Second down and 11. Mitchell dumps it off out of the backfield to Sanders.
And that's how you do it. That's good stuff right there.
First down from the 49, and the pass thrown underneath to Johnny Morton. Mitchell with the quick release. Johnny Morton has the first down with the forward. And the pass is caught by Herman Moore. A terrific bit of concentration by the all-pro wide receiver.
Watch how he works up top. Dawkins stays with me, turns it over, and then that's great concentration. But that ball was thrown right where it had to be. A little bit more into the inside, and there would have been a blow-up. Look at this. Right there. And then the thing about Zordich, you have to remember, he's a good hitter, but he needs to be a better tackler.
Third and goal, and the pass. And Dawkins defending against Johnny Morton.
He's working on top on Brett Perriman. Ooh, I'll tell you why that's a rough call. They were trying to go for a pick.
Till Friday. Warner on second down. Knocked down by the free safety, Brian Dawkins. Robert Holcomb takes the handoff from Jerome, picks up the first down all the way out to the...
Picked up 37 yards. This is Emmitt Smith, and Emmitt flashes into the Eagles secondary.
Eagles are using a three-man line now, but that's just the camouflage blitzes.
Shuttle pass to Chris Warren.
Or drink the juice. I made, you know, going across Texas tonight, I may drink some.
I always heard you crave pickle juice when you were expecting a child.
Robert Thomas in front of him.
But last time they were down here, I thought they got a little conservative. I bet they don't this time.
Blitz comes to Aikman. He throws for Mills. Incomplete. Reverse coming. Ismail. He gets there in a hurry. What do you think about Jamal Anderson? Nobody hit him when he got hurt. And Terrell Davis got hurt by his own man. Aikman, outside quick to Warren. And that ball's wet on one side.
You see the lunge right there is they let him have the first part of the lunge. You see where it's where the ball is when your knee goes down.
Steelers start with three wide receivers from their own 28-yard line. First handoff of the day to the bus, Jerome Bettis.
And it doesn't bother him anymore the way it did before the surgery.
Stewart on 2nd and 6. He took a hit.
You're going to see, you see this line up here? There's an overload there, and so he doesn't have enough blockers. So he's got to know someone's coming, they're coming quick, and I've got to get rid of this ball. Okay? That's on Cordell Stewart. I don't know. Well, he said he's only got one more year to live, according to the averages.
That's right, he's 52. Or the average age, he said, of three wide receivers set. Stewart out of the shotgun. The draw to Bettis. Oh, what a hit. Well, at the 45-yard line by Brian Dawkins.
That is a real nice hit on the big man. At the tackle position, he made Bettis step to the outside. Bettis got his shoulder turn, and when he did, Dawkins attacked.
Dawkins gives about 50 pounds to the bus.
It's a couple weeks.
Running to the outside.
Bettis is into it, and he's ready to take over the game. Nice block by Kreider, the fullback.
118 yards, two strong defensive units, and a one-touchdown lead for the Steelers. Bettis, another big hole down to the 22.
Susie, the first 1,000-yard receivers for the Bucs since Mark Perry. Dunn out in the flat. Ward Dunn, who did not play last week, bothered by a turf toe. Dot and Dunn are in there together on 2nd and 11. Johnson wants the screen to Allstott. And Allstott breaks a couple of tackles and is down near the 30. to Soldier Field to play the Bears. Blitz again. And Hawkins, or Harris and Dawkins are both there to break it up.
Harris and Dawkins make a Hawkins. Unfortunately, it's a headache. There it is for Carl Williams, winds up in the middle of that sandwich.
Third.
Learning how to take hits in the mouth.
Automatic first down after the penalty. Johnson flushed again. And intercepted by Dawkins. Brian Dawkins at the sideline.
You were upset with Josh West Green running a play.
Was one of the best safeties in the National Football League. Makes the play that could seal his team's fate to go on.
Second down and 20. Back on the Falcons 16. And Vick on the screen to Warwick Dunn. And Dunn doesn't get much. In the running department has gained only 6 yards in 2 attempts, but Vick will tell you he wants to pass first. And this one is ruled incomplete to Algie Crumpler, the tight end.
Here comes that pressure inside. Sean Barber and Brian Dawkins coming on the blitz, and they get another hit on Mike Vick.
Back in October with a sprained right shoulder. The only game he missed was the game against the Giants. Second down and 10, and Vick all of a sudden turns it on to the 10, to the 5, and a flag is down, and Vick getting in for the touchdown, but there's a penalty marker down. And Vick shaken up. As we said, the only game he missed this year was against the Giants, and he was crunched as he crossed the goal line.
We've got a Philadelphia Eagle down also inside the 5.
And holding called against the Falcons, and Dan Reeves is going wild now. That will nullify the score.
Offense number 71. 10 yards till second down.
Holding penalty against Travis Claridge, the left guard, nullifying the touchdown.
Travis Claridge, number 71, the left guard, working against Darwin Walker. He beats him quick. You can see he's got his arms wrapped all the way around him. A good call by the officials, but now Mike Vick has nothing but open real estate in front of him.
Brian Dawkins coming out of nowhere with the hit, and he is the quarterback, in the Falcons' victory over the Giants begins to loosen up.
Well, watch him just come into the screen from the left side. Boy, he just comes in at 100 miles an hour. Puts a shot right on Mike Vick's ribs. I did not even see Brian Dawkins in the picture. He just comes all the way across the field. Look at him explode into Mike Vick. Hits him at full speed. The rigors of training camp and a long 16-week season, and you're right on the doorstep.
Face mask penalty called against Hugh Douglas. And this pass is intercepted. What a fitting ending to this game. Brian Dawkins. So now we have Marty Booker, who is the quarterback here. The Eagles scrambling. Marty Booker, the wide receiver, going back to throw, and he's going to air it out to Marcus Robinson in double coverage, and the ball is knocked away. The Eagles had Marcus Robinson covered all the way. With Jim Miller on the sideline.
Well, you can see why he was a former quarterback in high school. That ball was thrown probably 60 yards in the air. Marcus Robinson goes up for the catch. He's got it, but it was... That's good job by N.D. Kalu pulling off. That eliminates the possibility for a penalty. A nice play by Brian Dawkins at the end of that to knock that ball out.
Pritchett getting a lot of work here as the Bears bring in the 2 tight ends, Baxter and Davis. Second down and 6. The pitch to Anthony Thomas off the left side. That has worked for the Bears. Going deep. How about those 20-yard passes leading the league? So it's a first down on the 13. Thomas bursting inside the 10.
Levon Kirkland is a big man. He will fill both of those inside gaps. I'm going to challenge that defense while he's out of the lineup, and you've got to be able to run the football in the red zone.
Bears have to get up to their 33-yard line. Ball order, and here's Jim Miller directing traffic, and Miller fires it, and the pass is intercepted by Brian Dawkins, and Dawkins brings it back. So Miller, 2nd and 4 on the Eagle 30-yard line, and there's the pass underneath to Des White diving, but still short of the first down marker.
Late defensive substitution for Philadelphia. A fake toss and a handoff to Ernie Conwell running left. The ball at the 13-yard line. Rams down by 10. Warner dances out of trouble. Throws incomplete. Isaac Bruce had two defenders in front of him, including the strong safety Michael Lewis. Both 5 catches for 67 yards. Couldn't make the last. And a quick throw. That's Ricky Prohl. And he falls forward.
He's just going to dump the ball right wherever you left from. Bobby Taylor coming on the blitz. Easy pitch and catch. That's the difference with Kurt Warner. It's not as...
We haven't seen a running play yet. That changes with a give to Lamar Gordon. He fumbles. Another Ram turnover.
Even when they get it going a little bit, they turn right around and give it away again. This has to be such a frustrating night for Mike Martz because the offense has shown some flashes, just keeps making the big mistake.
That got Lamar Gordon in trouble earlier in the preseason this year. And
Eagles coming. Quick throw to Prohl. Penalty flag on the play. Covered by Whitley. And the Rams have it down by 7. Marshall Faulk trying to bounce it to the outside. And he does not have his usual burst today. 4 seconds on the play clock. It's second down. And it's Conwell. They set up a little screen for Conwell, who fights his way to the 15, 5 yards shy of a first down. They've been working on one with Troy Edwards during the week. As Warner steps up, fires, and it's incomplete. Torrey Holt, the intended receiver. One with Warner at quarterback. They'll be 0-6 this season if the miraculous doesn't happen here in Philadelphia.
And it's amazing to think the last time Kurt Warner won a football game at quarterback was the championship game against the...
First and goal now. This drive began at the 49 or 45. First, slip move to the outside, but nowhere to roam, and taken down by Brian Dawkins, second and goal.
Brian Dawkins is like having another linebacker in there. You know, we talk about the 8th man up, the 8th man in the box, that, you know, that free hitter. And for the Philadelphia Eagles, it's always Brian Dawkins because he's a very good safety, but he's very good when he's playing close to the line of scrimmage. And in addition to that, he's an excellent blitzer. He's just laughing at someone.
From the 46-yard line on first down, Garcia again. Beasley couldn't handle it. Back at the 37-yard line, first and 20. Little screen, Hurst. Contact was a rookie. Second down and 5 from the 28-yard line as the catch is made here by J.J. Stokes.
So the 49ers, and Steve Mariucci was talking about how they have, you know, 4 points and they always have to hold the ball, and they really practice on putting that ball away and not letting anyone strip it out. You know where that comes from?
Where?
I don't know.
Third down and 10 where the Niners have excelled this year, but not here. They'll come up well shy. Catch made. They had the 112-yarder by Hurst, and apart from that, nothing. Third and 7, and then there's a bad snap in the shotgun. All the way back to the 10 is Garcia, and Garcia is able to get it away.
He has a broken right finger.
They're going to throw a flag, by the way, here, because you have to at least get it back toward the original line of scrimmage, and they didn't even come close.
Yeah, that's a good point, because he does get outside the tackle box.
Offense number 5. Loss of down. Fourth down.
First down for the Giants. Barber with a blocker in front of him. And a good play during the week. Second down and 3. Room to run for Barber. First down. Barber lost the football. And the Eagles have recovered.
Brian Dawkins is the one who came in and got it out. He leads the Eagles in forced fumbles, but he didn't even get his hand on the ball.
That's a fumble again, and Brian Dawkins knocking that one out of the grasp of Tiki Barber.
The runner fumbled the ball, was recovered by Philadelphia. New York is challenging the ruling.
I don't know that there's enough there to overturn the call.
I thought when I saw this angle, it looked like the ball was out. Right there, it's out. That's out. That angle is, to me, is conclusive that the ball is moving well before the knee is down.
Reviewing the play, the knee was still off the ground when the ball was loose. It is a recovered fumble by Philadelphia. New York is charged a timeout.
Line of sight.
From the 23, and there's Davis. Gets hit once, gets hit twice, and again picking. From the 17, the handoff to Nick Goings. Going outside is Goings, breaks a tackle. Going for the sticks and knocked out of bounds before he can get there, and picking up 8.
Here comes your pressure on this side. Nick Goings is going to go here, and then he's going to bounce this ball right to where the 2 blitzers came. He gets up into the line of scrimmage. They are unblocked. They came too far upfield for the quarterback. Nick Goings is able to get up into the line of scrimmage and break the...
Smith with his second catch. No player in the game has more than 2 receptions. First down on the 41, and Stephen Davis this time cutting up the middle. All right, JB, thank you. And the Rams headed for 9-3, and maybe the Eagles as well. Panthers stage a rally and
on their opening drives this year. Emmett.
How much has he lost? He said, are you kidding? He hasn't lost anything, and if they want to let him go, I'll take him. Look at Emmett. Get to the outside. He was always known for that quick burst to get to the hole, to get to the outside.
But will it happen that way? We don't know that. But one thing we can control, though, and one thing I can control is my attitude and the way I prepare myself to play the game. And that's what I will control.
Walter Payton's rushing record. Play action by Hutchinson. Throws nearly intercepted by Bobby Taylor, the Pro Bowl.
Receivers dropping balls on reverses, backs moving.
Eagles show blitz. Dawkins from behind, loose football. Brian Dawkins on the blitz. The fight for the ball continues. Flags are down. Eagles have it.
Told us yesterday, I love the blitz. Watch this. He is going to be blocked, but he reaches around the block on Wiley, and bang, he knocks the ball out. How good is that?
Michael Wiley got a lesson of what it's like to try and block somebody who wants to get to the football. The difference between Michael Wiley and Brian Dawkins.
3rd and goal. Hutchinson again under pressure from Dawkins. Throws it away. They just came through the Dallas line like it wasn't there.
We see block kicks, but his ability to get Joey Galloway out of bounds gives his defense a chance to come out and put pressure on Chad Hutchinson.
Well, what they were going to do is send on the field goal team.
Versatile is him. He's fast. He knows how to find the football. He believes you couldn't just plug anybody into his position in this defense. He wants people to know you have to reckon with him. And Mike, earlier this season, he was the first player in the NFL to record a sack, an interception, a fumble recovery, and catch a touchdown pass all in the same game. He's done a few of those things tonight.
Susie, this guy has every skill you could ask for in a safety. He can cover like a corner. Hits like a ton of bricks.
7 for the Skins, trying to get on the board here in the second quarter. Hasselback over the middle, short game, and Dawkins was there to level Rod Gardner. Does anybody play better than Dawkins?
Well, I'll tell you what. You know, he is really a nice guy when you sit down and talk to you. And I said to Joe last night walking back from the hotel, he scares me. He really scares me because when you look at him, you know he is all football and nothing but football.
Charles Woodson, he sort of made it quite public. He didn't want to hang around out in Oakland very much anymore.
Hasselback, the quick drop immediately goes to Gardner.
Exactly the way it's called.
Well, certainly they haven't done a good job against the run because of all those injuries. This one's dumped underneath the McCants, and Darnarian McCants lost his helmet as he got across the 20. Dawkins and Nate Wayne were there, and you don't want to be playing without a helmet when Brian Dawkins is in the vicinity.
Well, it's almost like, hey, what are you doing catching the ball around us? You're going to pay a price for it. Here comes the stop. There's the helmets. There goes the helmet. Now it's like, listen, don't you dare think about going any further. I'm just telling you, I watch it and I enjoy it. Can't I watch something?
Cartwright.
Now, I'm reading quotes that the Brown players don't think that he's pretty good and that wasn't that big an accomplishment. Baloney. Guys, that's a pretty good job.
Hasselbeck against the blitz to Russell. Ooh. And Dawkins
body slams it.
And that should be a penalty. That should be a 15-yard penalty. Now, down and try and plant him. All right, you got him tackled. He's stopped, okay? Now, to me, that should be a 15-yard penalty. It's a bad job by the officials on that one.
Blitz. Culpepper lost the football, able to get back on top of it, but the ball is all the way back outside the 30, and they are outside field goal range now for Morton Anderson. So the question is, do you run Jose Cortez out to try to kick the field goal?
And Brian Dawkins comes on the blitz. They bring Backer as well. That's 4 weak, and you just cannot pick that up. Dante Culpepper never sees it. And this is where at times his ability to scramble will hurt his football team, because rather than get rid of it, he tries to outrun it, and he loses a lot of yards and now potentially out of field goal range.
And Dante has to understand the protections. When they're in that protection.
For Lito Shepherd, it's 3rd and 15. Culpepper with time over the middle. The pass is caught by Robinson.
And the ankle obviously is bothering him. Otherwise, he's got to be coming off the ball faster than this to try to clear some people out. By him not running any faster than what he is.
From just outside the Philadelphia 40. Vick, little pump fake. Now over the middle. Crumpler, what a throw, what a hit, what a catch. Algie Crumpler hung on after getting a vicious blow from Brian Dawkins.
Boy, Algie Crumpler runs routes like a wide receiver, and he catches the ball like a bull. He took a huge shot at the end of that play by Dawkins. But watch the little double move now on Michael Lewis. Turn out, go right back up, and at regular speed, look at the clean hit by Brian Dawkins. Just a great shot. One of those, you'll think about that one later.
And I tell you what, Michael Vick did a heck of a job pumping to his right, getting the safety to move, and then being able to fit that ball in.
Starting from their own 14. Open with a throw, and the pass picked off by Dawkins. Brian Dawkins with the interception. And Dawkins is down to the 10.
But that was just horrendous. I mean, he had a chance to throw this one up over the top and just threw a line bullet. No, he just didn't see him. He never saw Brian Dawkins at all. Threw a shot right in his gut.
I tell you, Chris, it's almost as if he thought Crumpler was going to turn around right there, because otherwise there's no excuse for throwing a ball that flat. It was a good idea. Philadelphia, again, had 10 guys within 7 yards of the line of scrimmage. Take a shot down the field, but you got to get it up in the air. Now you have to go win that game. It's not enough just getting to the Super Bowl. You've got to go now and win that one.
2nd down and 10. Vick throws down the middle of the field, and it's incomplete.
Pass interference as well, but if Dawkins works back to the ball right here as if he were a receiver, it would have been a very easy interception. Instead, he waited for the ball, but very easily could have been pass interference.
Doing whatever he possibly can for the team.
William Green finds a nice hole and pulls his way across the 40. Brisbane Jackson and Dennis Northcutt for wide receivers for Cleveland. Lee Suggs cuts it back nicely, slips the tackle, and turns it into a great game. There it comes. Dawkins almost got him. Garcia in trouble. Dawkins has him down. Ball's loose. And the scramble on.
It's not a friendly situation to be in.
3 wide receivers for the Browns. Garcia throws and completes it to Northcutt.
Crowd on its feet. Bowler underneath to the tight end Wilcox, and able to.
Well, this so far is a very, very efficient drive for the Ravens. And again, look at that ball hitting the running back in stride, hitting Wilcox with it perfectly. You saw the last pass. Vinny was a Raven, and Michael Jackson hadn't started his recording career.
History is something. And it deflected at the line of scrimmage. It looked like Brian Dawkins, the safety man up close.
Yep, blocked. And when you realize you're not going to get there in time, get up in the air. And trying to throw it off his back foot, Bowler throws it, and Dawkins just knocks it down. Bowler looked like he stumbled. He looked like he was.
Lots to be done. Taylor can't get around the corner. Solid stuff by Dawkins again with help from Reese.
Well, he's trying to follow big Orlando Brown, but he gets stalemated by Dhani Jones to turn upfield. Big Orlando Brown, number 78, there he goes, but he's going to meet Dhani Jones right there, and Jones goes to the inside and forces a kick out to the outside.
The bowler, 19 for 26. Gives it to Taylor, cuts back, runs into resistance, fumbles the ball, and it's Philadelphia recovering. Eagles stop the Ravens' bid to take the lead.
Well, Chester Taylor fighting for extra yards. Is he down? No, he is not down. And it looked like Brian Dawkins came in and put Brian Dawkins, look at him come in and put his right forearm right on the football. And folks, that is not an accident. Brian Dawkins comes in with his right forearm and just torpedoes the ball right out of Chester Taylor's grasp.
That Giants game. And more pressure on Bledsoe. The ball is up for grabs, and Dawkins comes across, intercepts it. And the signal is kill, kill. You're going to see it here. And what that means is he wants maximum protection because he sees blitz, and he wants to get the ball out. Jeremiah Trotter was the one who was coming along with Michael Lewis. Now Darren Howard again beats his man and is the one responsible for hanging it up. And then Brian Dawkins coming back and making a play. Now it looked to me like Terrell Owens should have been able to took advantage of it on that last play. Still has only 11 catches on the season, and now it's Jacobs losing the ball, and Considine recovers for the Eagles.
Yeah, and it was a really good run up by Brandon Jacobs. I mean, he made some moves here and was able to pick up good yardage, and then the ball just came out. Brian Dawkins is the one who put the hit on him, but it didn't look like he got his helmet on the ball. Looked like he got it maybe there on the shoulder, which then created the fumble. But Sean Considine, who has become the starter here over the last few weeks, was there to make the play on the as we go down the last 2 weeks. And what's amazing is if the Eagles win out, they win the division.
2nd and 25. This ball's up for grabs. Tipped and picked up by Dawkins. Pointing to his head on the play by Dhani Jones earlier in the game. This ball hit off Patterson's helmet and ended up in the arms of Brian Dawkins.
They've not stopped the run as well as what they'd like, but overall they've been okay.
3rd down and 7. Manning throws. 1st down, Shockey. Dragged down by Dawkins. 3rd down and a short one. Tiki Barber, who is one of the best in the league at picking up 1st downs.
Limited his effectiveness, but Omar Gaither has played well in his place.
Asante Shenko makes the catch, puts it on the ground. It's a catch and fumble, and the Eagles take over. Brian Dawkins in this game has an interception and 2 forced fumbles as he just punched it out of the arm of Asante Shenko.
You're right, Joe. He had the ball, he had the 1st down, and out it came, and they just had too many mistakes and penalties in this ball game the Giants have.
Another forced fumble by Dawkins. Manning over the middle. Shockey, 1st down, New York. Manning backpedaling as he throws to Shockey, who gets hit by Michael. And then pops right back up. Dawkins and Quinton hang on for the catch.
No, and this is the ball that just got away from Eli Manning. Good route there by Jeremy Shockey taking the middle. But a ball behind him, and he took a pretty good lick on the back end of that one.
And let's say this, while we focused a second ago on just the NFC East, big story in this game. 2 picks by Manning. They've gone 2 straight games without an interception. Asante Shenko is forced backward after a completion of 4 yards, and Dawkins right back into the middle of it makes the play for Philadelphia.
7-0 Panthers, a little more than a third of the way through this way. Delone, Chase, got out of a would-be sack, gets it to D'Angelo Williams, who will lose a couple of yards.
Last year, the kind of pressure, penetration, play on the other side of the line of scrimmage. Went right around Evan Mathis, number 71, the right guard, like he wasn't there.
It's a good play by Delone.
Really was, just to get the ball out of his hands.
Terrific. D'Angelo Williams reverses field, cuts back, and will lose about 1.5 yards. Speaking of Keyshawn, 3rd and 7, pressure. puts it up for grabs. Interception. He got pressured through the pick, and back come the Eagles with Dawkins looking to lateral and pick up blocks. Brian Dawkins keeping this play very alive to the 38-yard line.
Something else with the football. He's expecting the route to be different. He expects the corner route. He doesn't get it. Nick Goings just goes straight up. He wants him out on a corner. You just can't hang the ball up in the middle of a football field.
The defensive backs turn their back to him. He'll take off and run.
Dime package. Young lost his footing, nearly picked off, and it would have been a pick six for Brian Dawkins. 6 carries, 51 yards for Henry. Young is now 4 of 11, and this is a design run for Young. Picking his spots, and Young
trying to get to the second level. You're seeing blocking on Jeremiah. Trotter, they even get the receivers blocking, able to get
down to 2.5 remaining in this second quarter. Running play, Henry. Titans trying to add to their lead. Young on a pump. Young, floater, incomplete.
In the secondary for the Philadelphia Eagles. All you got to do is play the ball. This ball's thrown up for grabs. I thought Brian Dawkins had an excellent chance. Watch number 20 to intercept that ball. It should not have been thrown over his head because he was in excellent position. Just did not play the ball as well. Bo Scaife nearly came down.
You're right, Titans led that game 26-7. They got shut out in the second half. Here's White turning it upfield.
What's going on out there?
What's going on?
Can you believe that?
Second down and 10. Romo pulls down the high snap, then throws, pass caught by Creighton.
He decides a ladder.
And Furl, the umpire, on this crew. Bigger fourth quarter differential in scoring.
Tony Romo got him up there to no huddle.
Yep. And going deep on second and short, and it is intercepted in the end zone by Brian Dawkins. So with Owens covered by Brown, he's always going to get help over the top, and over the top means Brian Dawkins with the interception.
Yeah, it's exactly what Jim Johnson told us last night. He said, we're gonna double TO as much as we can. I said, who are you going to do it with? He said, Brian Dawkins will always be over the top.
Heck of a play. Running play tonight. That the Heath Evans 1-yard touchdown run. Everything else, a pass. Pump fake, going deep down the sideline. The coverage is good, and the pass is incomplete. Dante Stoll was there.
They have to be really taking him away. I mean, the corner is up. They're bumping him over on that other side. You know, what's making him go deep to the left side? Lito Shepard has been playing Randy Moss.
Verone's back in the game. The play fake, great fake by Brady. Brady going deep into double coverage, and Randy Moss can't hold on.
About it, and again, it's just a matter of time. You know that they're going to go deep to Randy Moss. He starts on the inside, then he tries to go back and run a corner route. See, so Shepard has him deep, but he also has him to the outside. Why? Because he knows that he has help deep to the inside from Brian Dawkins.
Well, Dawkins 96. Lost his 5 catches, but for only 43, he's averaging about 8 per reception. Now Maloney. First and goal still after the call. Now from the 14-yard line. Brady hopping around in the pocket. Avoids the sack and is lucky that one wasn't picked off by Dawkins, and the pass intended for Falk. It'll be second down and goal.
To double, because you know you're so close you can't get over the top on it. So again, he had no one to throw to. Good coverage downfield. They flush him out of the pocket. I think he was just trying to throw that ball away.
Eagles showing blitz. Here they come. Quick toss to Vernon Davis, and he shoved back as he got to the 33-yard line. Good play by Brian Dawkins and Quentin Michael.
This little quick stuff, because we haven't seen a lot of this from Vernon Davis, and I like the game plan. If they're going to pressure you, you got to do 3-step and get it out. And they do that time to Vernon Davis. That's called a hot read.
Quick. The Warriors battle. And it's a first down to the 33-yard line. 3 wide receivers for the 49ers. Frank Gore carrying. Trying to get outside. Eagles are there. Eagles defense.
But Marion Barber just really brings
the emotion to this offensive unit.
Quick throw by Romo, and he hits his tight end Martellus Bennett. Creighton makes the catch, and he's to the 15-yard line, a yard shy of the first down. Another blitz from the Eagles, and knocked out of the hand by Dawkins, fumbled by Romo down the field. Clemens, a stiff arm and a touchdown.
Romo just trying to buy some time, and then you see the strip. And Chris Clemens is able to pick it up after Dawkins knocks it out. And it's a foot race between him and Mark Colombo. But Choice had a chance there at the end to bring him to the ground also, and was unable to do so. Just great defensive play by
a blitz. Marion Barber loses the football. Jose Leo Hansen on the return. Only Romo can get close to him. It's another defensive touchdown. Dawkins stripped another. Delayed handoff to Chester Taylor. And it depends on the... Jackson fires, and wide open is Bernard Berrien.
Put a double move on him.
Handoff is to Chester Taylor, who gets walloped. Brian Dawkins laid another good hit. Bradley in on the stop. And a gain of 7.
Brian Dawkins coming off a great game last week in that win against the Dallas Cowboys. We saw him knock out Adrian Peterson, and when he comes in, I mean, he delivers a blow. Not an overly big guy, but someone who definitely does not shy away from.
Helped to set up this chance, and Adrian Peterson with a 40-yard touchdown run. Here's Taylor. Coming on a blitz, and the ball is knocked out. Tavares Jackson able to get back on top of it. Brian Dawkins coming on a blitz, got his hand in there and knocked it out of the right hand of Tavares Jackson. A loss of 12 on the play, and it's 4th down.
It's amazing how many times we see this from Brian Dawkins when he comes in on the blitz. I mean, he really is trying to go for the arm with the ball.
Combined with a win over Dallas, Chicago lost to Houston, Tampa Bay lost at home to Oakland, and then Philadelphia took care of the rest as Brian Dawkins steps in front of Berrien and breaks up that play.
That they would get to this game. Now they're going to win the wild card game, and they're going to go back on the road next week. As we see, Dawkins thought he had an easy interception on that one, only to have the go for 2 and to a game.
of the year. Run it with Hightower.
Can't you?
Yeah.
Right.
I was going to say. I feel it from the Eagles.
Yeah.
First down pass to Breaston, and Dawkins grabs him by the leg, and play clock at 8. Warner dropped by Bolden.
Much at all from Anquan Bolden. You see the blitz is going to come in from the right side, so Kurt Warner goes back left, and that's just an easy pitch and catch right there. You just can't get any easier than that. But Brian Dawkins was closing in, and Anquan Bolden, and we talked about how tough he is, but he may have taken a peek at Brian Dawkins.
Hightower on 2nd and goal, fights to the 1. 3rd and 1. Arizona goes spread. Warner with time. Warner dropped by Urban.
In any 2 games this season. I mean, this is probably the most perfect night to play football, to play pitching.
Hightower in a 1-back set. Warner gets hammered, but he gets it off to Bolden, who fumbles the football, and the Eagles have it.
Boy, for Anquan Bolden, this has been a rough night. Kurt Warner is going to get ripped as he lets go of this football, but he does his job, gets it in the hands of his playmaker. And for Anquan Bolden tonight, I have just never seen him have a night like this. And who else? Brian Dawkins with a helmet right on the football once again. Quite a dry spell.
Trying to get their first division title in 33 years. They last qualified for the postseason in 1998 as Breaston can't reel it in. Arizona will go for it on 4th and 1. Warner looking for Urban, intercepted by Brian Dawkins. His first pick of the year, and he's run out of bounds at the Arizona 45-yard line. 3rd interception by Warner.
Oh, by the way, did I mention Brian Dawkins? Check him out right here. He sees Kurt Warner looking right all the way. He breaks early, and it's going to be no contest. Easy pick for Brian Dawkins, the veteran, who once again has come up with huge plays in this one.
He's just tied Eric Allen and Bill Bradley with his 34th career interception. Well, I wonder if we're going to see Kevin Cobb.
And from the gun. And flags everywhere. That's Dawkins in.
On the outside, 58 to snap the football. So defensive lineman Brian Dawkins on the blitz. They can't wait to get.
Boy, they were in on Roethlisberger. Almost didn't get the handoff, but Parker able to race ahead near the 40. 3rd and about 3. Who a year ago became the oldest rookie in NFL history. From the 6, the Steelers will lose more yardage. Willie Parker collides with Brian Dawkins. A loss of 2.
Brian Dawkins, what we hear this week here in Philadelphia. Too old, can't get it done. Not in the films I watch.
3rd down, 15. Ball knocked out of the hands of Roethlisberger. Looks like the Eagles have it. As Brian Dawkins, who knocked it out of Roethlisberger's hands. Philadelphia football, and it's Dawkins with the recovery.
Well, the pressure never stopped, and the Eagles never flinched. They didn't get nervous about the tight game. They just kept blitzing. And the Steelers, they got everybody in there to block. It doesn't matter. The will of the Eagles is just stronger than the Steelers today.
6-time Pro Bowler. Brian Dawkins, who was hurt during the preseason, had an ankle injury. He had a neck injury last year. You were talking earlier about everyone was saying, well, what about Dawkins?
Yes, because he gave up a couple passes last week against Dallas, and it gets everybody excited to know, hey, look, if I owned a football team, we won a game or think we might win it, I'd get excited too.